All right. All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to September. I guess it was September on Tuesday, too. I forgot to notice it. So let's come on into a nice, comfortable space. Let's start in child's pose this morning. I usually start sitting up, but let's, if child's pose is a comfortable place for you, if it bothers your knees or anything like that, of course, please don't come there then, and you can start sitting up or on your back or belly. But otherwise, let's come into whatever version of a child's pose your body feels easeful in. So for some of you, if that's getting into the hips a little bit, you can bring your knees wide, maybe just inside the edges of your mat. Otherwise, you can bring your knees together and get a little bit more of a rounding through the back, the lower back, and just bring your forehead to the earth. Your arms can be back by your heels. So, a lot of different variations here. So find the place that works best for you this morning and just come into that space. We'll start there with our breath. First of all, letting your body soften and just settle in, and then coming into your breath and starting to let the flow of the inhales and the exhales be the focus of your thought. And when your diaphragm and your lungs are a little compressed like this, it's a little harder sometimes to fill the body with breath. So in that case, send it to the back body. Let it really fill up the lower back, the kidney area, the top of the hips, all of those spaces. Just noticing how the breath is this morning, noticing how the body feels as you let it soften into this child's pose. Really just letting the body settle here. Let's take about 5 more breaths. Let's take another full deep breath here. And then go ahead and come on up to a table. Tuck the toes and lift the hips and come up into a downward facing dog, a short one for this first one. And just take a few breaths walking out each side, just starting to bring a little awareness and breath to the backs of the legs. Take another deep, full breath. And then go ahead and come on back down. This time open the knees a little bit wider. If they were wide for your last child's pose, maybe you take them close. But if they were close, maybe open them a little bit wider and get a little bit into the hips. So we're going to come back down for about 10 breaths. So settle back into your depth. And this time just bringing some breath and some circulation and some awareness and sensation to the inner hip. You can stack your palms so that your forehead rests there, or stack your fists. Or if you have a block or a sweatshirt or something like that to rest your head. Just something so that the back of the neck and the tops of the shoulders can also get heavy here and soft. They're not straining to keep lifted. And continuing to just watch the breath, filling the body, filling the back body. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then with your next inhale, come on back, just bringing your weight onto your forearm. Slowly start to lift the hips so you can walk the knees toward one another. And then just shift your weight to one side. Come on into a seated upright pose. You can stretch your legs out in front, or you can cross them, or come onto a block. So again, just coming into a comfortable place, sitting nice and tall through the spine. Let the hands rest in one another or in your lap. Let the face soften, the eyelids get heavy, and just come back into your breath. Relaxing the jaw, noticing what's going on in the head. If you're able to push those thoughts aside and really focus on the breath. And this time, as we're sitting upright, being able to fill the lungs and fill the belly a little bit more fully with each inhale. Next inhale, sweep the arms high. Bring the palms together through heart center. Inhale again, sweep them high. Bring them through heart center. One more time, inhale, sweep high. Through to your heart center, this time pause. And let's set our intention or dedication here. I'm just focusing your thoughts for either the practice ahead or the day or longer. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and release your hands back into your lap. Take another full deep breath in and out through the nose. Do that one more time. And let's start this morning with some alternate nostril breaths. So we'll take the first 2 fingers on the right hand between our eyebrows. Use the ring finger to block the left side nostril. Take an inhale through the right side nostril. And then using the thumb to block the right side, exhale through the left. Inhale left. Exhale right. So that's 1 round. We'll take another round. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. So take this at your breath's pace, so it might be faster or slower than mine. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. We'll take 1 more round. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. I'm going to release that hand. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then just settle back into your nostril breath. Easy pace in and out. Through the nose in both directions. Take one more round of breath. And again, inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale through heart center, and then just roll over your ankles and knees. Come onto all fours. And then actually lift the hips, and I'm going to face you this way, but just walk your feet about the width of your mat. So if you're on your mat, so maybe like 18 inches. And then walk your hands over to the right, just to your degree, and just take an inhale, lengthen to the fingertips, and then exhale, just softly fold, feeling through the backs of the legs. Maybe that right side, take an inhale here, stay for the exhale, and then walk the hands through center, take them over to the left. And they might be in front of the toes, they might be to the side of the foot, wherever your body allows. Inhale, come high to fingertips. You could also be using a block here if you have. Just elongate a little bit more so that the side body gets a little bit more lengthening, or on the side there. And then just release into your fold. Not forcing anything, but just a little modification of our forward fold. Take another breath here. And then release, come back through center, come back over to the right. And this time with the left hand on your foot, ankle, calf, or knee. Send the right fingertips to the sky, opening up into a twist. And you could also be using a block here as well. In any degree or any shape. We're just twisting open through the rib cage, through the heart. Right fingertips are high. And take another inhale. And then exhale, release, and we'll take it over to the left. Send the left fingertips to the sky, right fingertips grounded somewhere on the mat, on part of your leg, or on a block. And take another breath in. And then exhale, release, bring the hands back underneath your gaze, and then heel toe your feet a little bit wider, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So toes are either straight ahead or a little bit turned in. So the sides of your feet, if you're facing the direction I am, are lined up with the sides of your mat, so they're parallel there. And then inhale, come up high to fingertips and lengthen out through the crown of the head, through the tailbone. And then as you exhale, release into your fold. You can keep your hands right where they are, under your gaze, and just settle in here for a breath or two. You can walk your hands wide if that's more comfortable. Again, breathing into the backs of the legs, from the calf all the way up through the hamstring, or from the hamstring all the way down through the calf. Softening through the shoulders. Really letting the crown of the head stay heavy. Take another full breath. And then release the hands back underneath your gaze. Come back up. And then, depending which way you're facing, if you're on your mat like I am, then just kind of heel toe your feet closer together and reposition so that you're on the length side of your mat, and come into your downward facing dog. So we'll walk this out again. This can be a shorter one to start, or you can come into your regular length dog. But feeling the energy starting from your fingertips, the ball joints of your hand and the heel of your hand. Coming all the way up through the outer arm, the shoulders, lifting the hips to the sky, and then as it shoots down the backs of the legs, letting the heels getting a little closer, a little more grounded.
And you can be continuing to walk this out, or maybe you're just taking a few breaths in stillness in your downward dog and just starting to feel the movement of the breath through the body. And take another deep, full breath in. And then with the exhale, look forward, walk your feet to your hands in the front of your mat. Heel toe them about hip distance, about 2 fists worth. And this time we're going to come into a little bit of a shoulder opener. So interlace the hands, or if your shoulders are tight, especially early, we haven't done any shoulders yet, grab a strap and let that just elongate the length of your arms. And then just let the shoulders open up to their degree. You can bend your knees a lot here, so that if you really want to focus on the shoulders, you can take any of the strain on the hamstrings. If your hamstrings feel okay, you keep your legs a little more straight. And breathe into the backs of the legs as well as the shoulders. Let the crown of the head get heavy. The gaze is just drifting towards the back of your mat, or you can have your eyes closed here. And just breathing deeply, letting your body soften into this slowly, just getting a little deeper in each area. We'll take 3 more breaths here. So really take a full inhale and a full exhale with each breath. And with that third exhale, release your arm bind. And with bent knees, we're going to roll up to stand. So just really slowly let yourself come up to vertical, letting each vertebra stack on top of one another as you come up, letting the head come up last. So that stays the heaviest. Let the spine come all the way up, and then the head and the gaze. And then let the shoulders get heavy on your back. Open your arms, your palms to the front of the room. And you can keep your feet wide if you want, or you can heel toe them a little closer. Whatever allows for your balance here. And then just let your gaze settle out in front, depending where you are. I have a wall in front of me, so I'm not looking very far ahead. Take an inhale, sweep the arms high. And then exhale through heart center, staying upright. Inhale, sweep them high again. This time as you exhale, come forward into your fold, leading with the heart and a long spine and an engaged core. Come all the way down. Release the hands. Take an inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. So fingertips can come anywhere between the ankles and the knees. Lengthening out through the crown of the head and the tailbone, staying engaged through the core here, protecting the lower back. And just finding that length, take another breath in. Exhale back to your fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, sweep all the way to stand. Lengthen up to the sky, and then exhale, swan dive to fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. This time, place the hands, and we're going to step back to our high plank. So step it back. You can modify your plank here by dropping your knees and keeping the toes down, dropping the knees and lifting the toes. You could come down to forearms in that variation as well. If you are in either forearms or your full plank with the knees lifted, make sure that your quads and your glutes are engaged, your core, of course, is engaged, and make sure that the hips aren't lifted too high. You want to drop them down so that your body's in that nice plank position. How the pose was given its name, like you are a plank of wood, unbending, unmoving, letting your gaze just settle, breathing deeply. We're going to stay for 3 more breaths. Take an inhale, and then together as we exhale, let's drop the knees. Pivot the elbow creases toward the front of the room so that as you bend them, the elbows bend toward the back of the room and shave your rib cage as you slowly come all the way down to your belly. Coming into your Cobra, bring your shoulders onto your back. Start to lift the heart, press the tops of the feet. You can lift the hands or just keep them lightly on the earth for this first one. But really feel the shoulder blades squeezing together and the heart lifting. Breathing here as you open through the front of the body. Take another breath in. And then exhale, just gently release down. You can shift your hands back a little bit. And then as you gently press a little bit harder, lifting into either a lower high cobra or shift your hips forward, coming into a high cobra or upward facing dog with your legs off the earth. Taking another full breath here, in and out. And then we'll roll over the toes, lift the hips to the sky, and bring it all back to our downward facing dog. And just settle in here. Take 3 deep breaths, letting your body readjust, and settle, and breathe. At the end of that third exhale, look forward, walk your feet to your hands. The front of the mat, inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Long spine, inhale, sweep it all the way to the sky. Lengthen up, and then exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. This time we'll take it on the breath. Place the hands, step back to your high plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, come halfway to chaturanga. And then either come all the way down or come forward through to your upward facing dog or your cobra. And then exhale it all the way back. Downward facing dog for 3 breaths. And of your third exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. And exhale, swan dive. I'll take it one more time through on the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands high plank to low. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to your downward facing dog, 3 breaths. End of your third exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. And exhale, hands to heart center.
And before we come into our sun B, let's do just a little bit of side opening. So you can stay on your feet, or you can come down to your knees if that's more comfortable for you. If you're standing, feet are about hip distance, inhale both arms high. And then with the right fingertips, grab the left wrist, ground through that left foot. Inhale up and exhale, take it over to the right, opening through the left side. You can send your hips to the left a little bit. Really make that beautiful arc with your body. Opening through the side body, use an inhale breath to come back up to center. Switch sides, left fingertips grab the right wrist, ground through the right foot as you inhale, lift it up, and exhale, take it over to the left. Really just feel from the hip all the way through the rib cage, lengthening. With your next inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, release your hands to heart center. Hinge forward to the number 7 pose. So just like we did in our vinyasa, except with our hands at our heart this time. So coming forward, engaging through the core, grounding through the feet, sending the weight a little bit heavier in the heels. So the tailbone is sending the energy back, the crown of the head sending the energy forward. You can keep your hands at your
heart center or pistol lock them toward the front of the room for a little bit more engagement here. Breathing deeply for 3 more. One more inhale. And with that exhale, release the hands and sort of breaststroke them around back. Interlace them on your lower back, or again, grab your strap or just grab the back of your clothing here and drop forward into your fold. You can bring your feet a little wider for balance if they were too close together there, like mine. And just softening in here. Take 3 more breaths. With that third exhale, release the hands, heel to the feet back toward one another. This time, bend the knees, send the weight down and back, and inhale the heart to your Utkatasana, squeezing the thighs toward one another, dropping the hips, and just a tiny lift from the heart. Your hands can be high, or you can keep them at your heart center. Either way, focusing on the lower body or on both. If your hands are extended, try to roll the pinky sides of your hands toward one another so you get a little bit more openness through the collarbone and through the chest. Breathing fully here. Beautiful. Let's take another breath in, and then exhale, release forward to your fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, place the hands, step the feet back, high plank to low. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale it to your downward dog. Take a full breath in and out. Then stepping your feet toward one another at the back of your mat. Take an inhale, lift the right leg high. Lengthen it first, keeping the hips square. So just really finding a little bit more on each side. Then go ahead and keep lifting it until that right hip stacks on the left and opens up. You can bend the knee, drop that left heel. Maybe make a big circle with that right knee, just bringing a little bit more circulation to the hip. You can take it in both directions, like you're drawing a big circle in the air with the knee. Take another breath in, and then exhale, go ahead and start to square the hips. We're going to take that right foot all the way forward. Stay high on the back foot, coming up into our Crescent Lunge. So readjust your feet if you need, if you need a little bit more width there. Ground through that right heel. And then go ahead and come on up to your Crescent Lunge. Keeping the back foot high. As an alternative, you can always drop that back knee. If you do have it lifted, then try to keep it strong. Try to keep the back of that kneecap lifting toward the sky so it's nice and straight. And then grounding through that right heel to guide the hip back to square them off towards the front of your mat. The arms can come high. Take another breath in, and then cactus the arms. Bringing the shoulder blades together, keeping the heart lifted, bringing the elbows toward one another, toward the earth, and then interlacing the hands, the fingers on either the lower back or you can extend them down, lifting the heart as you inhale, softening into the hips as you exhale. Take another inhale. And then exhale, release everything. Send that right foot straight up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, release it down. Take a breath in your downward dog. Next inhale, take the left leg high, squaring the hips to start and just lengthening through both sides. And then go ahead and keep lifting until that left hip stacks on top of the right, opening up the hips, bending that left knee, getting heavy through that right heel. And then we'll draw some big circles with that left knee, maybe 2 or 3 times in each direction. Making sure you're breathing here, not holding the breath. And take another inhale. And then with that exhale, start to square the hips. Bring the knee toward the nose and step it all the way forward. Adjust your feet as you need. Ground through that left heel and inhale, come on up to your crescent lunge on the left. Again, option to drop that knee. And you're still getting that lengthening through that right hip flexor. Or keep it lifted, keep it strong. Lift up through the heart, melt down through the shoulders and the hips. Take another breath in. And then start to cactus or goal post the arms. And you guys know what that means. I'm just going to turn this way so you can see it. Elbows. And then continuing to drop the elbows toward your body, releasing the hands, interlace them behind, squeezing the shoulders, lifting the heart, melting into the hips for 2 more breaths. With that next exhale, release everything. Send the left foot straight up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, release it down. And then go ahead and take a couple breaths in your downward dog. Of course, feel free to come down to a child's pose and take a few breaths here. Grab some water or even come to a table and you can come through a cat-cow. Whatever helps your body and breath reset. If you notice that your breath feels a little shallow, it needs a little reset. Make sure you're recognizing and honoring that. And then we'll all make our way back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Next inhale, take the right leg high, float it up. Exhale, step it forward, crescent lunge. Ground down to come up. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, melting the shoulders and hips. Take another breath in. As you exhale, twist open to the right. Left fingertips forward, right fingertips reaching back. Really trying to twist open, continuing to drop into the hips. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist it open. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist it open and pause here. Or drop the right fingertips down, send the left fingertips high. The gaze can be down, straight ahead. Really just lengthening in both directions. 1 more breath in. And then exhale, windmill it all down. Send the right toes straight up to the sky. Lengthen it, inhale. Exhale, release it down. Full breath in your downward dog. Next inhale, take the left leg high. Exhale it forward, crescent lunge, sorry. I almost said warrior 1. Ground down to inhale up. Lifting the heart, melting into the shoulders and the hips. Just gonna turn this way so I can see you guys. Take another breath in. And then exhale, twist open to the left. Right fingertips reaching forward, left reaching back. And as much as you can, twisting the rib cage open to the left. Next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist it open. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist it open. 1 more time, inhale to center. Exhale, twist it open and pause here. Or drop the left fingertips, send the right fingertips high. Lengthening, breathing. With the next exhale, windmill everything down, send the left toes high. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale, release it down. Full breath in your downward dog. Next inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale, step it forward. This time, warrior 1. Ground the outer edge of that back foot. Continue to ground to that right heel as you come high and inhale. And then exhale, just settle into the pose. Squaring the torso, the gaze, softening the shoulders. Take another breath in. And then exhale, open it to your warrior 2. So readjusting your feet as you need. So for me, that's usually a little bit wider stance in my warrior 2. Make sure that right knee is tracking to the right. You just kind of look down, check your alignment, extending the fingertips,
And then settling the gaze right over that front hand, front middle finger. Dropping in and just feeling the body settle in that right inner thigh, getting a little longer. Softening the shoulders, keeping the breath as full as you can. Take one more full breath here. And the next inhale, lengthen that front leg, reverse your warrior, right fingertips to the sky, lengthening up. And then exhale, coming forward into your triangle, shift the hips to the back of the room, torso to the front, and then dropping that right hand to your ankle or to your shin if you have a block nearby. That's a great place for it as well. Left fingertips straight up to the sky. And again, opening through the torso towards the front or the side, I guess, of the room. Breathing fully. Gaze can be up at that left hand, down to the right toes, or anywhere in between. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, bend into that front knee, come back through to your warrior two. Inhale, reverse, staying in your lunge. And then exhale, come forward to your side angle. So bending that right elbow, gently resting on the right knee, left fingertips high. As much as you can, opening. Left shoulder gets heavy. You can stay right here or go ahead and take this to any deeper version. Take a half bind. If you practice a full bind, we're going to stay for a few breaths. So if anyone wants to take it to bird of paradise, there'll be enough time. You can go ahead and take it there. If you have a block again nearby, it's a great place, maybe inside that foot to get a little bit deeper. Dropping in, really grounding to that right heel, guiding that right hip back. Beautiful, Sibel. See her bird of paradise. If anyone else is up in bird of paradise, go ahead and start to make your way out. Let's see who else I can see here. And if you're in a bind, go ahead and release that. Come all the way back up through to your warrior two. Lengthen again through that front leg. Reverse and inhale. And this time with the exhale, we'll windmill it all the way down. Step that right foot back. Let's take a vinyasa this time, high plank to low. If you want, of course, if you don't want it, skip it. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, and exhale it back, Ardha Mukha, downward facing dog. Another full breath here. And the next inhale, take the left leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. Ground down, inhale up. Grounding into that left heel, squaring off the torso. Softening the shoulders, take another breath in. And then exhale, open it to your warrior two. Settling in, deepening into that left leg. And just settling the gaze, softening the shoulders. Another full breath here. And then as you lengthen that front leg, reverse your warrior. Inhale. Keeping the length, we'll come into our triangle, shifting the hips back, left fingertips and torso forward. And then sending the right fingertips high, opening the heart to the front of the room. Or the side of the room. I'm facing you, I feel like that's my front, but it's really the side. Breathing fully here, take another inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then we'll bend back into that front knee, come back through your warrior two. And then we'll come into, actually let's reverse for an inhale. And then coming back forward into your side angle. On the left, right fingertips high, grounding into that left heel, getting deeper into that hip. Again, taking this anywhere. Doesn't have to be the same place you took it on the other side. You can come into that half bind, full bind,
I'm going to take Bird of Paradise on this side. See Isabel's foot coming high. Wherever you are, take your time, take deep, full breaths. If you are up in Bird of Paradise, take another breath and then start to make your way out. Coming back into your side angle. And then everyone releasing whatever bind you might have. Come back through your warrior two. Reverse and inhale. And then exhale, windmill it all down. Send the left foot back. High to low plank with the exhale. Urdhva Mukha with your inhale. Ardha Mukha with your exhale. Take another full breath here in your downward dog. And then let's just take that series on the breath. With your next inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse and lengthen. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale here and exhale. And then inhale, come back through your warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Take it one more time. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, windmill. High plank to low or right to your downward facing dog. I'll meet you there. Inhale the left. Exhale it forward. Ground through that right foot. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse and lengthen. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale, stay for the exhale. And then inhale, come back through warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. And this time, windmill everything all the way down. Step the left foot back, high plank to low. Meet in downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. And one more of those. Full inhale and exhale. And then go ahead and drop down to the knees. Send the hips back to the heels. Come into your child's pose. You can bring the hands back by your heels. Softening through the shoulders, letting the forehead come to the earth. Really rounding through the lower back. Massaging out any areas that might feel a little tender. For me, that's all of it. We're going to come back into our wide-kneed child's pose. So go ahead and come into, we're going to stay for a few breaths. For those of you that like to practice frog, you are more than welcome to come into that. And if you have a wall nearby, I would recommend maybe trying that. So I'll come into frog on the wall. Otherwise, you can come into the child's pose or just frog not on the wall. So placing your feet, so the soles of your feet, if you can see my foot, the insole is facing down. And you want to start with your, you want to make sure your knee and your ankle create a nice straight line there. So you don't want your, you want to try not to have your knees inside the ankle. If your hips are up high, just walk your feet in closer. And if your hips are a little bit more open,
And walk your feet a little bit wider, and then you can come on down to forearms maybe. Maybe you stack your fists or your palms, or maybe you come down to a block, or maybe you come right down to the earth. And we're gonna stay for about 10 breaths. Let's see if I can time us here. Okay, so settle in here and do your best to dig deep for that breath. Just letting your body settle into the pose. I just put the timer on 30 minutes. That's gonna be a long frog. Let's not do that. We just wanted 30 seconds. No, we've already probably been in it for half of it, but we'll do 30 more. Okay. When you feel your body starting to tense up and resist the pose, try to dig a little deeper into your breath. Send it to those places, probably the hips, the inner hip, the outer hip, anywhere that you feel your body tensing. Send the breath there and try to soften. Maybe close your eyes, soften the face and the jaw. That was quick, 30 seconds. Oh. So, okay. Well, we're gonna stay for a little bit longer. Maybe about 10 more breaths. Let's all take one more deep, full breath here. And then we're gonna slowly start to come out. So if you're in a child's pose, you're gonna start to bring the weight onto your forearms, lift the hips, and walk the knees toward one another. In your frog, similar, come onto your forearms, bring your feet together first so you can lift your hips a little bit, sort of sliding your knees and then walking your knees toward one another. And then we're all gonna come down to our belly. So I'm just gonna turn back on my mat and come all the way down. Lengthen the legs out behind, moving slowly with intention. And we're gonna come down into our Spanx Pose. So make sure the tops of your thighs and feet are squaring. The elbows come right underneath the shoulders, forearms extend forward, fingers are spread nice and wide. And then gently, as you press down through the elbows, grounding the palms, lift the belly button, lift the heart, soften the shoulders, let your gaze drift off the front edge of your mat. You can even let your eyes close here for the next 3 breaths and just really feel the whole front of your body lengthening. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly bring everything down. Let your arms come long by your sides and turn one cheek. You can give your hips a little sway side to side if that feels good. Turn the opposite cheek. And then open the arms wide. We're gonna come into our shoulder stretch while we're down here on our belly. So with the right palm nice and flat, roll onto the right edge, the right hip, the right side of the head. You can stack the feet and just gently open up to your degree. When your body starts to resist, pause there. So some of you might be a little bit more closed, some might be a little bit more open. Doesn't matter where you are in comparison to anyone else, I should say. Take another deep breath. With that exhale, release, roll back onto your belly. We'll come onto the left side, extending that left arm all the way out. Roll onto that left hip and the left side of the head. And you can stack your feet, rolling open to your degree.
Take one more breath in. And with the exhale, gently release, come back all the way centered to your belly. And we'll come into a locus pose. So just readjust a little bit if you need. So your hips and thighs are square. Bring the hands together on your lower back, or if you have your strap nearby, you can grab that. You can interlace the hands. Bring the shoulder blades together on your back. And then when you're ready, inhale and lift the toes. Send the knuckles toward the back of the room. Lift your heart and gaze toward the front. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, one more inhale, and exhale, gently release down. Turn one cheek, take a deep full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. We'll turn the opposite side again. Inhale, open mouth, exhale. And come back to center. We'll take one more locus. You can take the same arm variation. You can open the arms like airplane or pistol up and toward the front of the room. If you practice bow, you can bend the knees, reach back for the tops of the feet of the ankle. So either place, inhale up for 5. And take one more inhale. And then gently release it all down. Again, turning one cheek toward the earth. Give the hips a little sway side to side, or you can bend the knees and gently windshield wiper the feet. Just making whatever movements you take nice and slow and easeful. Turn the opposite cheek. And then gently push yourself all the way back to a child's pose. Let the hips get heavy onto the heels, the forehead toward the earth, and the hands back by your heels. Let the body settle in here again. Take a few deep breaths, softening, rounding, filling the back body with breath. Take one more inhale and a full exhale. And then shift the hips to the right or either side. It doesn't matter. Send your legs out in front. Come on into a seated pose. Extending the legs forward, maybe moving the flesh behind the thighs, behind the rear, so your sit bones are nice and grounded. Flexing the heels, toes to the sky. Inhale, both arms high. Lengthen up through the spine, and then exhale, release forward into your fold. Drop the arms anytime. They'll be anywhere along the sides of your knees or through to your ankle. Some of you might grasp the sides of your feet or even your big toes. And just take 5 breaths here in your pose. You can bend your knees here a lot, or a block slid right underneath the knees for a little bit more restorative version here. It feels great. Take one more full breath. Did you think I fell asleep there? And then we'll slowly come out of this. Bring the soles of the feet together. Come into your Baddha Konasana. Sit nice and tall. Interlace the hands underneath or you can clasp them on the outer edges of the feet there. And just scoot your pelvis and heels close together. Let gravity take your knees open. Shoulders are heavy. And just take 3 deep breaths here. Sitting nice and tall. Another full breath in and out. And then grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Turn on your mat so you're in the center of it.
So you make sure you have room to rock back, and then rock back onto your sit bones, finding your balance there. Send your heels to the corners of the room, lift through the heart so the back stays nice and long. Engaging through the core. You want to engage yourself, challenge yourself a little bit, let go of the toes and send your fingertips straight through for 3, for 2, for 1, and then hug the knees into your chest and rock it back once or twice or 3 times. And then come all the way down. We'll come into one bridge pose. So setting the feet, hips width. Make sure you can just feel the backs of the heels, find the middle of your head, pressing down onto the earth. Take an inhale and imprint the lower back. And then as you exhale, lift the hips, ground down through the heels, walk the shoulder blades together, maybe interlace the hands, and take 5 deep breaths. Your 5th exhale, slowly start to walk the shoulder blades apart and lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring the soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. Open up wide, let the arms rest by your sides. You can let your face soften and eyelids get heavy here. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. One more time, inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And then you can guide the knees back toward one another. Hug them into your chest. Feel the lower back just settle into the mat, into the earth. Getting nice and heavy. Feel all the corners of it there. And then I think we have not a ton of time left. So you're welcome to take an inversion and close out your practice at your pace. Otherwise, if you want to come with me, then come into a spinal twist for just a breath or 2 on each side, knees to the right, gaze to the left. Take an inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Take 1 more breath on this side. And then come back through center. Drop the knees to the left and the gaze to the right. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And then just settle in here a few breaths. One more breath. And then come back through center. Give the knees one last hug in. Any other last movements before you come into your Shavasana, extending everything long. Heels to the corners of your mat, arms by your sides, palms facing up as a sign of openness, or down toward the earth as a sign of introspection. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And really just let that signal to your body to let go, to soften and settle in. Relax the muscles on your face. Soften the eyelids, relax the jaw. The shoulders get heavy. The backs of the arms, the backs of the hands. The backs of the hips and the heels of your feet. All the places touching the earth get a little heavier. Starting to bring some awareness back to your breath and to your physical body. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And some gentle movements back to your fingers and toes. And then with your next breath in, lengthen the arms overhead, stretch everything out long. Hug the knees into your chest. Squeeze everything into a tight little ball. Maybe a little rock side to side. Whatever feels good to your lower back here for just another breath. And then drop your knees to one side. Pause there. Take another deep, full breath. And then making your way back up to a comfortable upright. Bring the hands together at the heart center. And let's bring back to the front of our mind the intention or dedication or focus that we set in the beginning of class. Try to see it clearly. Breathe it in. And let's honor those thoughts, bringing our hands to our crown and to our throats, honoring our words, to our hearts, honoring our souls, and the light that shines in each and every one of us. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Namaste, namaste, namaste.